wise man once told me, you are who you are. So baby please usibadilike, nakupenda how you are.
About the Play Kenyan music conversation, I believe I'm one of the artists who's been pushing for it, one of the artists who sparked it. And the reason for sparking it is because I know there are so many talented artists, my young Kenyan artists, who are not getting the opportunity they should because of the structure that we have in the industry. So that's one of the reasons why we are busy pushing it, just to give everybody an equal opportunity to showcase their talent and have their music aired, and fans to get to know there's more artists than Naiboy, Calligraph, Nani, the few that we know. Yeah.
I'm the African guy, need to kill how my fissy who spy on you, cause baby girl you're my formula, a formula, yeah, Basile only a formula.
The local media is not deliberately killing local talent. That's not even our issue, because we believe at the end of the day, we have to accept that foreign music is big in this country, and the media has to support and feed what the fans love. But we also believe in patriotism, which means they need to play a certain percentage of Kenyan music just to show that they're also here for us and trying to build their Kenyan musicians at the same time. So I won't say they are killing it. Even us, when we are pushing the agenda, we didn't say media inaua muziki ya Kenya. No, we were just asking, please ongeza share yetu yenye mnacheza for us to grow the Kenyan music industry.
Gata Islando na seti uko Warren, pia mapanka hadi uko ndani Karen, hadi uko Naijama ya tuchezwe.
As an artist, if you don't get support in your own country, then there's no other place where you'll get support. I know in Christian circles we say nabii hana heshima kwao, lakini sometimes ni muhimu sana pia for you to be embraced back home.
Well, Kenyan music, it's not part of our daily lives. I don't want to say there isn't good content out there. We don't know where it is. If it was during the times of Isa, for example, when he released a song, everyone was playing it and it seemed so relevant to us right now.
Because the good thing about Kenyan music is just the beats and the rhythm.
Also musicians are not even working that hard. You see, for example, you find most Kenyan musicians nowadays who are coming up, they're singing stuff that cannot be heard by your mother and my mother.
Leo hii tunapozungumza about Wasafi, ni mtu ambaye amesaidia wasanii wenzake, amenacha talents na pia vile vile kufanya muziki wa East Africa, especially kutoka Tanzania, kuonekana una muonekano wa hadhi ya juu. Wasanii wa Kenya hiyo tuna lack. Wasanii ambao wanajiita ni wasanii wakubwa, wasanii ambao ni established, hawawezi kusaidiana.
You can't compare us to Diamond. Diamond, most of his money is being made in this country. And that's shocking. So he has money to go support video to pay for video is 1.5 million. Alipie Revani, alipie nani, us and what, that's how much. Then come to this country, when Diamond is coming to perform here, he's given millions. Then when they call the Kenyan artist, and I'm we don't have budget, we have 100,000. Say 100,000, mimi nikichukua, niende nilipe studio time, nilipe video, nilipe rent, hii pesa nijimarket nayo, na bado nibakisha ya kutafuta msanii mwingine nimlipie video.
Rudi studio, ukotaka do before you call Jones to be in your video.
I don't want to get into that kind of politics of those who have made it, not bring them up. The music, you use them as a role model. As I told you earlier on, take Daudi Kabaka's music, do research on it, and play a better version of it. I mean, in all practical purposes, these are competitors. Why should a musician come and help you? It's not a bad idea, but you can also do your research. Use the older musicians, the earlier musicians as a role model. Take George Mukabi's music, take Gabriel Omolo's music. It's there. And then just make a better version of it. For example, if it is Benga, make a better version of Benga. You don't have to wait for some so-called successful artist to come and hold your hands and say, okay, hey, let me make you a star. It doesn't work like that.
fail nazidi hadi Ulaya. Napiga luku na swag hadi retire.
Let me tell you see these artists hawa wenye wetu ambao tunaona wanahitaji knowledge hiyo tu. Sababu mimi nimekutana na wasanii wenzangu hata kwa airport. Jamaa mnajuana lakini jamaa nakutreat kama mjuani. Mtu ni star, watu ni mastar. Ushaelewa? Watu ni mastar brother. Ushaelewa? Wasanii ni mastar mpaka kwa wasanii wenzao bwana.
Vicmas Luo Dollar, the artist behind the song Bank Otuch, is an artist who is grateful to the media for having given him the exposure he needed while he was still young in the industry.
Kitu ilinisaidia when Bank Otuch was coming out, ilipata kama nilishaenda kwa hizi TV zote na radio zote, na saa zingine naleta CD, nikileta CD next napata ile iko kwa dustbin na nimeipackage poa na ipata hapo, na wakati Bank Otuch ilikuwa inakuja kwani huyu jamaa ndio yule anakuja hapa kila siku ngoma zake tucheze. So kuna hiyo nafasi nilicreatea yenye hata wewe utakuwa ngumu kuniomba do kucheza ngoma yangu, utaona tu man huyu jamaa amehustle na. So kuna wenye wako na hiyo experience yenye wamewahi ombwa do. Kwangu sija experience, sisemi ndio nisema ifanyike, maybe inafanyika but mimi sijaiomba do.
Police lua ya wakwalo girna police manya na wakata bajo fana they can never touch me. White rose on my lap nyithindo lara tuch luo bongo nyasacho hera. Never met a sweet day like this before.
Throughout his career, he has looked up to the local artists who have been his mentors.
Simba dek lodola mane mayuak saroba magocho lupita nyongo gocho sano wiyo gocho the same faces.
Vicmas strongly feels that the media personalities should not talk about lack of content, and yet it is them who play hype music every single day.
Mtaweka kwa radio vitu zinacheza kwa street, mnacheza hype, you don't play content. You hamuna time ya content. Mnakimbilia, mnapenda hizi vitu za haraka, bubblegum. Hizo ndo ukisikia mtu anaimba huko ndio mnataka mweke kwa TV na kwa radio. Na hizo ni inaleta swali ya kama Kenya iko na content. Hizo ni swali siwezi jibu.
Nyakwarobera kitni, nyakwarobera ndilo njugu while I'm catching next flight. Nyakwarobera njajini, nyakwarobera kitni.
Hiyo story ya content hata ifai kukua pale. Juu Kenya iko na content, hakuna boss. Umejua musically Kenya Kenya iko na content in Africa. Kenya iko na content kushinda country yote hapa Afrika. Unajua hivyo? Munasifu akina Diamond, na sikia wengine wana compare na Nigeria. Hao watu I think the only thing they have is numbers. Na the moment uko na numbers, biashara yako itakuwa rahisi. Utapata kama mko kona zote za the world make work easier. But we have boss. Na kupata tu kazi, ende tu utafute Who, ende utafute Amani, Niki, ende utafute huyu dem alikuwa anaitwa Kaz, ende utafute boss. Hiyo na kuhesabia tu before sisi. Mimi watu nilikuwa nasikiza yenye nilikuwa naonanga walikuwa wanaendanga nje back and forth, na kulikuwa na content na Kenyans love them. So tuko na content.
But let's just be honest, what do we sing about? We sing about love, going to club, kukatiana, kukunywa. What are the Tanzanians singing about? Love, going to club, kukatiana. What are the Nigerians singing about? Love, going to club, kukatiana. It's the same thing. So there's no need for us to say Kenyan music haina content. Even in the States, what you're singing about is what they're singing about. It's the same thing. Only that hapa inakuanga you're so I don't know how to say it, tunachambuliwa sana. Because me I use a good example kama Lambalolo. They said haina content. If you go to YouTube, you can millions of views, which means guys really went ahead and checked it out. I'm traveling and going to universities. I've seen how university students are singing lyrics of that song. I've seen Mr. Easy, a big African artist, using that Lambalolo in his song. So you can't say that your song, I don't know what. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But does not mean it's not for the people.
We don't love ourselves as Kenyans. If we loved ourselves, we would love and support the people. It's good to correct people when people that, I mean, when I'm not supporting people to go sing crazy stuff. Yeah, when people need to be corrected, let them be corrected. But don't use that as an excuse to say we will not play Kenyan content because there's a couple of guys maybe who are doing something that I don't like, you know.
We came to realize ni kuwa kama ma DJ wetu, ma media house zetu, as in, wana undermine muziki yetu. They expect us to be like watu wa majuu, like, of which it's something that we cannot be. We want to be like to be us, Kenyans. We're original. Kitu yenye iko ni kutukubali venye muziki yetu venye iko.
Kenyans are not getting airplay. Kenyans themselves are not like, they are not people who go out there in search of the talent. Like, it has to be, you have to build it and then they will come. That's the thing I'm finding out. If you go to some of these popular joints, you'll find acts that you've never heard of before, and they are really amazing. Like, you go to Alchemist on a Wednesday when they have their open mic, you'll have artists who are like 20 years old and they are pretty amazing. Yeah, so we really have the talent in here. It's just the exposure that we need. Yeah.
This trend has brought about the tendency among Kenyan artists to use catchy phrases and loose hooks to make a hit that soon fades away, and it is slowly defining Kenyan music.
Kuna hizi ngoma zenye naona watu wengi wanafanya, ngoma weird wanabonga chafu sana. Si mind, unaniget, ni time yao, wacha wajibambe. Ni watu wengi wana grow, unaelewa? Lakini tuweze kusema hiyo ndio Kenyan sound. Ni uongo. Unaniget? Kuna a lot of good music. Ni watu wengi wanajibamba, internet iko hapo, ni free for anyone. So si wakatazi, hata siwezi kusema sijui nini, ama wacha wajibambe, inafaa hivyo. Unaniget? Let them find themselves.
Mashabiki wanapenda kuna type of music imeingia sasa Kenya. Hiyo music ni music ya kutrend, si ya kuhit. Ngoma kama Kidege ni ngoma ambayo ita stay for long, for 10 years, 20 years. Hiyo si ngoma ya kutrend, hiyo ni ngoma kubwa. But kuna type of music imekuja sasa hii, watu wana support hiyo music, mashabiki wana support hiyo music, wanapenda hizo ujinga. Una get? Ama msichana anafanya ngoma demo, anaenda anafanya video na simu, alafu na support. 10 years ago Spizo aliacha ngoma yake na bandana ngoma mpya Bembea, video kubwa, video international, video ambayo inaweza kuplaywa anywhere in Africa ama popote pale, si ndio? Ngoma kama hiyo supportiwi na ni ngoma kubwa sana. So media sometimes iangalie before you play music. Hii ngoma ina deserve kupewa airtime.
I think the comparison, we really need to be really careful here, because, you know, the best songs are the simpler songs. Kelly Brown did Higher, you know, it's just a line being repeated over. The best songs are those songs that people will remember for 30, 40 years, but, you know, they just need to be simple songs. But yeah, that's not to say that you shouldn't spend enough time and, you know, thoughts into producing music. But at the same time, there are songs that can be produced in 5 minutes and they become hits for 50, 60 years. I just think the artists today are it's so much more challenging. They need to really, you know, spend a lot more time and research in producing their music and identifying their markets. I think that's the big challenge that artists face today. There are multiple platforms where you need to put your music. Which are the platforms that, once you identify your target audience and you know what platforms they go to,
For an artist to improve his presence on both mainstream media and online, a publicist is key. Anyiko Owoko is a respected music publicist who has her background in the media.
Someone is a little rude, and as a publicist, you're like, I think you need to apologize to this person. They're always going to be like, I'm not going to do that. But even after...
Her experience and knowledge in the Kenyan music industry is without price.
Yes, we should play more Kenyan music. So we need more media across the board to support Kenyan music, not just the radio stations, but the TV stations and other platforms, even online platforms, you know, promoters. So it should be an all-rounded affair.
In her views, a contemporary Kenyan musician can be successful without using the mainstream media. However, he or she will need to be strategic to succeed.
Yes, I think it's possible for an artist to make it in the music industry without having a good relationship with the media, but I would not term it as a good relationship, but I would say it's possible for an artist to exist without a relationship with the media, because what happens is when you have really dope content and you put it out there and the fans are interacting with your content, the media tend to come to you. But I would never advise for an artist not to have a relationship with the media. I would never give such advice. So it is important to build this relationship.
Kuna presenter atacheza ngoma juu alikutana nayo kwa social media. Kuna mzee yote amemletea. So hizi vitu zinahitajika. I mean, kwa msanii both are very important. Unaweza kuwa na 1 million followers kwa Instagram ama YouTube, but kuna jamani fan wako na kuushago na they can't access internet, they don't have smartphone, lakini kuna radio inafika mpaka mtaani, you see. So ni collaborative kumake artists successful. Hizi vitu zote zina faida. So hakuna sijajua msanii hata mmoja mwenye make it from internet na kwa mainstream. Like make it anaweza organize show just through internet. That's why we have billboards on the road and stuff. You nivo ni sisters and brothers. Hakuna uwezi work na moja na ukose work na
time ya kitambo ilikuwa lazima uende uone DJ na media. Sasa media kitu ajabu sasa hizi ni unaweza kawa bila hizo mbili. Unaniget? It's possible. Lakini sasa ina need a very serious strategy. Unanielewa? But kile ningependa kusema ni industry yetu as an industry haifai hata tuseme artist wang'ang'ane kivyao, because industry yetu iko chini vibaya.
The perennial issue of lack of content in the Kenyan music industry featured prominently in this discussion.
I think so many Kenyans have an opinion and media people regarding content, but then they're not giving constructive criticism. I don't see any problem with the Kenyan content, and actually, to be honest, some of the Kenyan content is way better than content from other regions. It's just an issue of quality control and being prolific and getting the support. There's even so many dope content and quality content that came out, but it's not getting airplay. Last year, there's so many Kenyan albums that were released. Modoni DQ, Octopizzo, Calligraph, Wanjawa Horo, Siano, Mayonde.
I think there's some sort of inferiority character in Kenyans where they think other people or other musicians are better than their own, and which is really sad because I think we have the most creative entertainment industry if given the chance to showcase what they have.
Tunaita artist kutoka nje kupiga mashows serious sana Nairobi, na sisi tuko na artist hapa wa big sana na waezi kafanya hizo mashows, unaniget? So hiyo ni mbaya sana manze. Nikakuita madha ya neighbor kuja kupika mkwenyo na madha yako yuko manze. Umeniget? Tujupendi dish yake. Sasa acha tuite madha neighbor kuja kutupikia sapa leo. Na madha yako amekaa hapo manze. Jampendi dish yake. Ni mbaya, ni ugly sana. Kuna msali kwa anasema budako ni budako, hata kama ni mlevi, hata kama ni mnyonge. Hiyo ndo budako, haichenja, igeuki, ndo huyo ndo budako sasa. Umeniget? Hiyo ndo Kenyan music. Hii ndio Kenyan music, ndio Kenyan industry.
Kumekuwa na complaints nyingi kwamba leo hii kwa sababu KBC iko na event ya pengine ya roadshow ama ya nini kitu kama hicho ya talent, kwa sababu ni shirika la utangazaji, ni shirika kubwa, shirika la serikali, hapa kuna hela. Bwana, mimi sijifanya show mpaka unipatie 200,000. Unaambia hii ni event tu ya Nairobi, unaona, ama hii ni event tu ya siku moja, akwambia hapana, hii mimi nataka shilingi 200,000 siku moja peke yake. Tutawasaidiaje?
I don't want to blanket condemn, but the media has got to change. They have to give Kenyans Kenyan music, because nobody can tell me this is good music, this is bad music. What is good to you could be, like they say, one man's meat is another one's poison. But this is about presentation and bombarding people with the music that you want people to get used to. A baby born today listening to the radio will definitely like Niger music. Let them play the same, ratio, and people will love Kenyan music. People will enjoy Kenyan music. our band, people enjoy our band's music for years because we got the airplay. Let them do that to youngsters, and we are creating a revenue stream for Kenyan musicians. When you play foreign music, royalties are collected, the money is sent to foreign organizations, CMOs, that will pay the artists. So we talk about wealth creation, we talk about job creation, and then we kill our own. It doesn't make sense.
After all is said and done, all the key stakeholders in the Kenyan music industry need to develop a team spirit, one of cooperation. For the artist, music industry of today demands that you become diverse and use as many media outlets as possible. But above all, there is room for improvement.
We need each other like more. Tukisema stakeholders tunamaanisha corporates pia, right? We need each other more, and we really need to invest in our music, and tukuwe na hiyo environment ya msanii anaweza simama na aseme kitu na isiende ije kama insult, i work out kama advice. Tuseme for example, vile nikwambia hii play Kenya Music ilianza poa, lakini ukifuatilia polepole utaona kuna feelings zimeingilia katikati mpaka artists are throwing words to each other ama from artists to presenters. Haikupa ikwe hiyo. Okay, so I think we just need to love each other, put in content, invest in our artists, and export more artists, more Kenyan artists this year than before.
Benga music is the genre that's the most popular, the dominant sound of Kenya. And for us, what we need is just to let the mainstream media embrace it. And in that case, it will encourage other young generation of musicians to play it. And as I say to them, don't play it the way it was played in the 70s. Let's play it in a contemporary form.
Wasanii ambao wako wale ni chipukizi, wasanii chipukizi, kazeni buti, because you still have chance, alright, ya kufanya nini, ya kusukuma gurudumu la taifa la Kenya musically. Na mimi kama mwenye Kazungu sina roho mbaya, I'll give you all my support.
My advice to all the artists out there is you need to own yourself, own your brand, own your power, and work towards greatness in your country and beyond. So a lot of artists want to be famous, and then what? A lot of artists create content for one radio station or one fan base. What about the rest, you know? All this music we're creating in Kenya could do so well in Tanzania because we share the same language, and not just Tanzania, but all the countries in Africa that speak Swahili. So when you're complaining about not getting Kenyan airplay, so many people could be listening to you, but you're not even trying to put your content there. So I think all the artists should look at themselves as brands and as the vessels of producing content that could work everywhere in the world.
People to understand is artists are not fighting media houses, presenters, DJs. No. We're not demanding for them to play our music. We're just saying wakwe patriotic kidogo waongeze tu a certain percentage to grow Kenyan music industry. Because we, like I said, tunajua ni biashara. The moment switch radio station inacheza ngoma za Kenya mpya zote, and people like listening to what they've already heard, people will switch off, and that biashara inaenda chini. So we understand that. So we're just saying, okay, let's just come together and understand, okay, artists, you guys need to play ABC. Like you're saying, kuna tunaitwa interview wakuji. Let's just sit down, media personalities, few artists, DJs, say, okay, Nikubaya, we know. What do we need to do? Okay, artists, work on ABCD, DJs, ABCD, media personalities, ABCD. Let's work from there and build. Because I know Wakenya wanapenda Kenya. So I know we can build this, and that's what I'm asking for. Let's just come together and build this music industry.
This is a really, really healthy debate that we are even talking about providing a bigger platform for Kenyan artists and their craft. They certainly deserve it because these areas belong to Kenyans, but let it also be of the highest quality because we are living in a global world and it's a very, very competitive world. Let's put the Kenyan artist side by side with an artist from not just Tanzania, from South Africa, Malian, Moroccan, Let's look even within the borders and see the successful African artists, because there are many who've conquered the world because they've presented something unique to the world. That is the challenge. Until we're able to do that, then I'm sorry, it's just going to be another one of those debates.
Mji moja mji mbili hadi mji kenda, saizo huku situ wanakata eyebrows wazichore tena. Walinihimiza niwache shairi nifuate karia kwa kapuka. We una bebo na unasema karia ananuka. Napendwa gata Islando na seti uko Warren, pia mapanka hadi uko ndani Karen, hadi uko Naijama ya tuchezwi na lan mingi foreign na current mindo their parent. Nipe tarehe number 1 kastare, niko hapa hata mziki ikienda kwa band, bado niko in search of the promised land.